Everything is just manifesting from the center. I'm not now chasing the outside and trying to control my life around me, and then life is filling that with abundance.
Yes, I want to meet my Creator. Yeah. So I surrender myself forever. Do you think you can do it without meditation?
I was always blaming everybody else. It was his problem and her problem, and she was the problem. And then, poof, wait a second, it's me.
And sometimes if you don't want to change during the trance of the ceremonies with Natem, with Ayahuasca, the same situation is repeated in a kind of loop. And the only way to break that loop is take action and move forward.
I see that shamanism, it's the result. Like, it is the result. And letting go of the like, oh, it's a drug or it's a this or that. No. It's a way of life. You found this path, shamanism, when you were 20 years old. At 20 years old, and we're the same age, I'm 6 months older than you, right? We're the same age. At 20, I found meditation, and I was very committed to meditation, yoga, meditation. I moved to Japan, I studied Zen. Oh. I spent like years like cross-legged meditating. And I had some, what I thought at the time were deep spiritual experiences. And then I look at your path, same age, 20 years old, you found shamanism, medicine, ayahuasca, Natem, the community, the Shua. And I look at like, if we were both, and we both had the same goal, relationship with spirit. And I see, okay, we started at 20 years old, and like, and there goes Ruyman with shamanism, just like to the finish line. And I'm like meditating and doing yoga and meditating and doing yoga, reading books. And then I find the medicine, but I'm 10, 15 years behind you, and I'm seeing Ruymán at there, like, it's the path. I can compare the two paths, and I can see the path that I've been on with yoga and meditation, and I can see shamanism overtaking me like 100-fold. And that's why I feel so committed to helping more people like us that are on this journey of self-discovery, and the world is waking up. People are seeking freedom. People are yearning for this. And we see all of the gurus and the yoga, and no offense to any of that. Like, I think it's a beautiful path, but you just got to choose, which way is going to get you the best result. And again, reflecting on us too, I see that shamanism, it's the result. Like, it is the result. And so for me, everybody needs to know about this as an option, and letting go of the like, oh, it's a drug or it's a this or that. No. It's a way of life. And the Shua and more tribes in the Amazon have been living this for thousands of years in complete harmony with nature, completely safe. But what would you say to that? Like, the path that I've been on with my yoga and meditation versus the shamanism. Can you see what I'm saying by like, the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in 23 years of your way and my way. And again, I've been on this now 9 years, but with you for 4 years. My life is just taking off, like in the most beautiful, positive way. In the last 4 years, after getting to the Institute, leaving from playing with the blocks with the other shamans, getting to the Institute, like my life is taking off.
You mentioned you started at 20s with the meditation very seriously.
Yeah.
And I started, but with 10, 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, it's not a matter that you choose the wrong path. No, I think meditation is the beginning for all of us, for the mankind. Come on, somehow what is teaching meditation? Something that should have been taught from our childhood. Mm-hmm. Like, sit down, cross your legs, find the comfort. Mm-hmm. Allow your body to remain sustained by itself. Empty your mind, empty your heart. Mm-hmm. Don't long for, and no longing anymore. And somehow create all the conditions in the mind, in the heart, in the body. Find the soul deep peace that the spirit may manifest. and you see how your comprehension, your understanding, the expansion of your perception and feelings becomes wider and immense. So I think, and if we look nowadays, shamanism, all that practice that you performed in the past hasn't been useful.
It definitely has been useful.
Prepare. You got ready the land, the soil, for the seeds of the anaconda, for the seeds of this plant, for the seeds of this native path. I see nowadays, with my experience throughout the world, I see that many people are not ready. They can arrive here, but they don't appreciate enough, they don't value, because they didn't have the background, and they didn't prepare the body and the mind and the heart before. For example, talking about me, the first time somehow I unite myself with the spirit, complete union with Arutam, when it happened my first time, I was like, in my 20s, something like that. And I remember that it would have been possible without all those previous years of meditation. Because, when the fear come up, the shade manifests, and you are threatened by the face. And so how this kind of confrontation starts, and you have to go through it. Just surrender, not fight, because otherwise we cannot win this battle. Just you surrender, and you say, I don't care what happens. Just I want to meet my Creator. So I surrender myself forever. Do you think you can do it without meditation? Without a previous practice of emptiness, of calmness, No. You are so crazy. In our society, we are so activated, we are so stimulated, we are so crazy, and we are so lost that we won't find that way without a preparation beforehand. So I think you started at 20s, I started a little bit before, but we did the same.
Same path.
And also, we have to consider that we are, at least we were, children with our family, later sheeps of the society. So not all the ways are open. Sometimes you have to keep a couple of doors to open the corridor towards the spirit. Many times the family, not always, the society, not always, put the things a little bit difficult, like a resistance.
I love what you're saying there in today's world, it is more difficult, and having that preparation of the soil before this work. I imagine living in the Amazon as the traditional people did, and they were in a very healthy community. Everybody around them is very healthy. Our society today, like 90% of the people around us are very unhealthy, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I think that is why people coming to the path in the beginning, it can be very difficult because it's dirty, like our life is dirty. And so I love what you're saying. And I think this is the interesting thing though, I think a lot of people watching this are not sitting on the couch eating, poison potato chips and drinking poison drinks. Like, we are seekers. We are people that are on the path, like the meditation, the yoga, the personal development, the crystals, the whatever that we're into. And then, like you're saying, we are, the people here, are doing that preparation. And then they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. It's like we're doing that preparation, and then, here's shamanism. So I agree with you. I think that's really special. But it's taking it to the next level. And that's what I'm saying. Like the shamanism, the medicine, the ceremonies is taking it to the next level of freedom. When I first went, I went to Peru 9 years ago. In Australia, I was in the spiritual circles, and people started talking a lot about ayahuasca and shamanism. And at first I was like, if it's trending, I'm not interested. And I was sort of like, no, I'm not interested. And then I become more interested through a partner of mine, and she said, you got to go do it. I'm like, all right, I'll go and do it. And so I went to Peru, and I did an intensive 30 days in Peru, with the ayahuasca and San Pedro. After that 30 days, I came home, and the biggest realization I had was I was in my relationships with people, I had been manipulating emotionally, I had been controlling people. I realized that I was responsible for all of the issues in my relationship.
And you accepted?
Well, I more than accepted. I went to all of my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, my two ex-girlfriends, friends.
You call your ex-girlfriends?
Mate, I got on planes, I flew there, and I went and apologized.
Wow.
Honestly, I went and apologized. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Like, the realizations that I had in that 30 days, the first 30 days, those realizations, like it absolutely blew open the doors to who I was, how I was acting, and again, how responsible I was. I was always blaming everybody else. It was his problem and her problem, and she was the problem. And then, poof, wait a second, it's me. Like, for example, my father, I from 14 years old until I was 34, for 20 years, me and my dad, we were like, to the point of physical fight. Like, when I was 17, we got in a fight, I bashed my dad. And I say we hated each other. We always loved each other, he's my dad, but we did not get on. And it was because I was constantly judging him and pecking him. And, you know, my dad lived a very unhealthy life. He was really obese and smoked cigarettes, like a pack a day, drink every day, super negative. And I was like this positive beam of light. And I just hated the way that he was. And in the medicine in Peru, I realized the disharmony in the relationship with my father was not because of how my father was. It was because of how I was towards my father. And so I flew home. I then flew up to Cairns, where he was living, and I apologized to him. And for the next 8 years while he was alive, he passed away 2 years ago, we had the most beautiful relationship, incredibly beautiful relationship. It absolutely, that, like, the beginning of shamanism changed my relationship with my father. Again, not because he had to change, because I had to change. And that's how it's changed, like, from the beginning. A year after I started, I met my now wife. We've been together for the last 8 years. We have a 7-year-old son. Before that, the relationships, again, same theme. I was the problem in the relationships. I was the one causing the issues. I couldn't open myself to the spirit of a woman, to be in that relationship with a woman, because I had this big ego and this, this fight against constantly. So, now I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful son and a beautiful relationship. And same as in business, like in my finances, I was always self-sabotaging. Like, I would start doing well, and then I'd collapse it all, And I just had this cycle of like, make some money, lose all the money, make some money, lose all the money. And now, especially after working with you, is, I'm now building a property portfolio in the US. My business is doing really well. We've built our own beautiful home on land. It's just like everything is, we talked about abundance, everything is just manifesting from the center. I'm not now chasing the outside and trying to control my life around me. I'm saying, okay, every 2 to 3 months, I'm doing the work. And then at home, every day, my wife and I, we take tobacco. We pray, we play our flute. We're centered in this path. And that gives me the feeling of expanding inside, and then life is filling that with abundance, whether it's with my relationships, my finances, my own sense of joy. So, it's changed everything. This path has changed my life for the better.
I think it's something that happens in the regretment. When I was young, I regretted so many things. And until I took action and I did something about, I was not in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes if you don't want to change during the trance of the ceremonies with Natem, with Ayahuasca, the same situation is repeated in a kind of loop, cycle.
Yeah.
And the only way to break that loop is take action and move forward. So I remember that, when I started this path, I had to apologize many times.
Yeah.
And it was strange, right? But it brought peace up.
Oh, it's absolute peace. But you said something then, it's self-responsibility. And that's what the ayahuasca does. Because it's a lived experience with spirit, I am responsible. Whereas in our society and in our religions, is a constant putting that responsibility on the government, on the teacher at school, on the priest or the pope. There's always this or on, Jesus, or there's always this outside, somebody's going to take care of me, or somebody's going to tell me what's right or tell me the way. Here, Ruyman, the master, here's the medicine, just drink it. Drink it. Whoa, it's inside of me. It's inside of me. There's not somebody outside trying to tell me the way to do, to be, to live. Here you go. Just drink this. Wow. And then there's nothing else I can do. I have to take responsibility because I'm experiencing it. And self-responsibility gives me power. There's no power taking away from me. Now, the power in the government, the power in the teacher. No, it's in me. And I get to act and I get to live. And the community and your wisdom and guidance and your example allows me to see, okay, hey, if he can do it, if she can do it, if we can do it, then I'm a we as well. I can do this too. And that's the difference. That's the key with the ayahuasca. It's a lived experience. And once I said it before, but once you taste that, once you feel that, you can't unremember. It's the only way.